Welcome back, powerful, high vibration family. And today we are doing without thinking and being without doing. So this is the highest level, to be without doing. And if you want to get to that level, you must do without thinking. And this takes a lot of acceptance, a lot of focus, and a lot of taking action and doing in order to get there. Because if you have a simple plan, you have a simple thing you need to do, you will be able to get there to the place where you are being without doing, and that is the best place to be. So welcome back to week 25 of the Raise Your Vibration family, and today we're focusing on how to overcome the ego's attachment to role. And this can be a very challenging thing because ego, it wants to attach to things. It wants to put things as stepping stones to the place of being, where it feeds on things like an excuse why you don't feel good enough now. And how this manifests is in simple steps that make you happier. It seems simple at first, but here's what you need to stay aware of. And if you see this coming up in my own material, let me know, because it is very sneaky and can get in there. And it's not like a penetrating force, it's more like a cloud. So if you feel a cloud coming over, that is the ego. The ego works in clouds, like a fishnet. Like, it can't be wrong, and it can not be right at the same time. Now, how strange is that? This is the ego attachment to role, where your role is to do something that makes you feel good, that gives you pleasure. Instead, do something for the grace of it. Do something for the power of being able to do something, and do something because it helps you be more grounded, because it's part of your simple plan, not because it's something you need to do. Because if there's something you need to do, or something that you feel that you don't like, don't ask, what now? What do I do now to get out of this? Ask, why? Ask why. Because if you ask why, you'll get to a better answer than what now. What now is like you're at the end of the road, and you just look for anything out of there. So if you see, there's different levels. And these levels are things you need to let go of. Like, you want this to be happy, you want that to be happy, you want this to be happy. And goals can do that, and they can penetrate into your psyche. And if you don't achieve your goals, you will not be so happy. If you attach your role to them, if you attach your self-worth to them, if you attach value where there is no value, you will not be fulfilled. You will not be able just to be and forget fulfillment. Just being will be a challenge. So it's not to realize getting these goals, because as you climb higher, the top goes further away. The point is to let go of those goals and realize, why do you think you aren't at the top in the beginning? Like, if you feel like you're not ready to do something, don't ask, what do I need to do to get there? Ask, why do I feel like I'm not ready? Because there is valid reason for why you feel what you feel. Ask, why do I feel this? And why are these things actually there? Because the more you can let go of those things that are stopping you, the better you can come at your things you want to do from a place of strength and power. So, to overcome the ego, do not keep climbing. Instead, realize why you are already where you want to be and work from that place, because people can feel that, and the energy is so important with what you're giving off. Give off the energy like you're already there, and you can feel it. Because if you can feel it, usually that is a better feeling than being there after the work, which it's not about the feeling, it's about the work. Remember that. Okay, so as we go back to, we have the ego. And the ego is not a bad thing. Do not try to transcend the ego, but use it for what it is. It's part of this physical life. And the next life, whatever will be, there will be a transcending of this ego, but do not try to transcend it now. Instead, use it, because as far as you can go, way out in nature, you can get to the edge of the world, you will not escape the greed, because there is always something out there, like the mosquitoes, and hunger, and thirst, and your need for shelter. And you'll get used to it, and you'll adapt, because humans are incredibly adaptable. You'll start enjoying your life where someone else would get there and they would say, this is super unenjoyable. But you'll have the waterfall you can swim under, you'll have the food places you like to go and get the food and the berries and pick the fruit in a certain place. But really, do not try to transcend this, because the point is, as far out as you go, as far as you run from the ego and the matrix and the system, you will never escape. So the point is in using it to your advantage, and how you use the ego is a very simple thing you can remember is this. The ego is attachment. How to use the ego is use it to attach you to worthy goals. Make a plan, and you can use your ego to take you from apathy to going after your goals. Use that desire to fuel you, but don't use it forever. Even it needs to be let go of. The very act of attachment you must not attach to. So there you go. Ego is not bad. All you need to do is transcend it, and you'll be good in the next life. Don't focus on transcending it as much as using it. Use it and realize what it is. It's a tool. It is not there to run you. Okay, so the thing about the ego is, you're probably asking, how do I use it? Okay, so if I don't need to transcend it, how am I going to use it? And why is this important? The why is because it's a great tool to help you get to where you want to go and take action and do instead of think, and eventually be instead of do. So here you go. You need to put it into submission. And part of the life, the masculine energy, or being the life of a man, is to put the things into submission that are opposing you. Like making your opponent submit. The ego is your opponent, but it doesn't need to be a bad thing. And I'm going to be getting into this in the next week, 26, about competitive versus collaborative. But simply, your opponent that is opposing you does not need to be a bad thing if you ask why instead of what now. Why is this happening? And what can I do about this? Why is this a good thing? Ask that. Why can I use this to get to the next level? Okay, so put the things into submission, put your ego into submission, and you will be able to keep on going, and you'll be able to crush it. Okay, and crush your goals, and crush all of the opposing forces from the ego that say you are not ready, you're not good enough, or you might be rejected, or, which really boils down to you're not good enough, you are good enough. You just need to realize how to put these thoughts and these egos into submission. That is by doing what you want to do regardless of those things. It's quite simple. The application is simple. The thinking is not. This is why doing is more important than thinking. And as you do enough, it becomes your being. And the being is more important than doing, because it becomes a habit, it becomes habitual and natural to who you are, because you adapt, just like the person at the waterfall. Okay, so also what this is about, the life of masculine energy, is about penetrating. Penetrating through the defenses, penetrating the ego, and getting in there and saying, all right, where do I need to go? How do I break this open and put it into the place that it needs to be, instead of it growing wild? how can I train the blackberries of life or the crazy wild bushes into something productive that I can benefit from and they will benefit from too? Because if you spend your life fighting the blackberries, they will never go away. There's always some around the corner. But if you learn how to train them, it will be much better. So learn this penetration, penetrate through the defenses, and be able to get into your goals. Plan it out, step it slowly, and you'll get there. Also, this being and not doing. Once you do, it becomes your being, and part of this energy that I'm talking about, masculine energy, is being and not doing. Because doing will get you there, but to even go beyond that, you get to a place of pure being where it's just who you are. It's no longer doing. And thinking actually takes you out of doing, which actually takes you away from being. So the more you can do is the more you can be, because what you do becomes what you are, which is who you be. Okay, so there is no escape from the pettiness and the greed. There is no escaping it, but there is an acceptance of it. So accept this about life and accept this about our world, and you can use this. If you focus on penetrating through it, on not submitting to it, but making it submit to you, and doing until you get to the place of being. So thank you for watching. Welcome to week 25, and stay awesome. All right, peace out.